Avoid the Doctor, Eat Honey by Barrie Mahoney. Now, I don't want to be too depressing as summer approaches, but let's face it, we'll soon be heading into the season of coughs, colds and flu once again, together with the misery that such conditions bring. In most cases, these illnesses are relatively short-lived, but can be unpleasant, inconvenient, annoying, and also serious in cases where there are underlying health conditions. Coughs are mostly caused by a cold or flu virus or bronchitis, and will usually last for around 3 weeks. Antibiotics make very little or no difference to symptoms and can have unpleasant side effects. More importantly, unnecessary prescriptions reduce their effectiveness. As a child, whenever I had a cough or cold, the first thing that my mother would do was to give me a regular concoction of blackcurrant juice and honey to drink. It was very comforting, and it certainly helped reduce the symptoms. In adult life, I continue to follow this advice, although now with the addition of a large tot of whiskey for good measure. It is the honey that is the magic ingredient, because it is a natural antibiotic. Many doctors are now asking their patients to try honey before visiting their local surgery if they have a cough or cold. It's all part of a growing effort to tackle the problem of resistance to antibiotics. And of course, to benefit from honey, we must also have bees. Bees are very important for our very survival. The simple headline fact is that if bees didn't exist, neither would humans. Bees are responsible for much of the food that we eat, since they keep plants and crops alive. One surprising fact is that around 1/3 of the food that we eat is pollinated by bees. Bees do not pollinate our crops out of a sense of duty to the human race. They simply eat to survive. They absorb the protein that they need from pollen and all the carbohydrates that they need from nectar. Bees feed from flowers, and as they move from flower to flower, they just happen to provide an essential service to humans. Pesticides appear to be the main cause of the problem, although some experts also attribute some of the collapse of the bee population to climate change, the loss of their usual habitat, and attacks from a variety of parasites. There are popular pesticides that are similar to nicotine, and that causes bees to go insane and to abandon their hives. They don't know how to return home, and some experts claim that they develop a form of Alzheimer's. Maybe this disturbing link with nicotine-based products that attack bees should give a serious warning to human smokers too. Climate change can also take its fair share of blame with the disruption of the natural synchronization of bee hibernation and flower opening, which causes bees to die. Despite this gloomy scenario, some positive steps are being made to help to rebuild and sustain bee populations. Measures to address the problem are being taken in several countries. Strategies include funding to help farmers to establish new habitats for bee populations, alternatives to nicotine-based pesticides, as well as support from beekeepers who are determined to maintain the viability of the species. Well, to prepare for this coming season of coughs and colds, please do take my mother's advice and remember to include a jar of honey in your shopping basket. It really is very good for you. You have been listening to Avoid the Doctor, Just Eat Honey by Barrie Mahoney. If you'd like to find out more about me and my books, please go to my website www.barriemahoney.com. And thank you for listening.